and welcome to the lecture of thermodynamics. In this lecture, we will discuss about the comparison. We will do the comparison between first and second thermodynamic equation of state. In our previous lectures, we have discussed about first thermodynamic equation of state and second thermodynamic equation of state. In this lecture, we will do a little bit of comparison between first and second thermodynamic equation of state. Let's make a table and let's compare between first thermodynamic equation of state and second thermodynamic equation of state. So first thermodynamic equation of state, that means this term del u del v at constant t is equal to T into del p del t at constant v minus p. Okay, and second thermodynamic equation of state means this term del h del p at constant t is equal to minus of T into del V del T at constant P plus V. So this is first thermodynamic equation of state and this is second thermodynamic equation of state. Okay, and I will write 4 gas equation. So I will write the 4 gas equation, that is at first ideal gas equation, that is PV is equal to nRT. So for when PV is equal to nRT, the del u del V at constant T, this term del u del V at constant T, we are talking about this term del u del V at constant T, and in this case we'll talk about this term del H del P at constant T. So for ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT, we have already seen in our previous video that del u del V at constant T is equal to 0, and del H del P at constant T value for PV is equal to nRT for ideal gas also equal to 0. Okay, so this you can write. Then for n mole of van der Waals gas, P plus n square A by V square into V minus NB is equal to nRT. For this gas, what you will get? You will get del u del V at constant T value is equal to n square A by V square, or if you say for 1 mole, then it is A by V square. Okay, and if you want to get the value of del H del P at constant T for van der Waals gas, then it is B minus 2Na by RT, and for 1 mole of van der Waals gas, then put n equal to 1, then you will get B minus 2A by RT. Fine, B minus 2A by RT. Now we will also see 2 more gases. In one case, when in the gas equation A is equal to 0, A is equal to 0, that means the gas equation is P into V minus NB is equal to nRT. Okay, for this gas equation, what you will get? You have in this gas equation A is equal to 0, that means you put A is equal to 0 here, so you will get 0, and you put A is equal to 0 here, so this term will vanish, so only you will get B. For now, if you do for n mole, then you will get NB. Fine. Okay, and for 1 mole you will get B. Now when B is equal to 0, for a gas equation where B is equal to 0, that means you are talking about this gas equation P plus n square A by V square into V is equal to nRT, this gas equation. Now B is equal to 0, that means here no B term is there, so A term is present but B term is not present here. So if you draw the analogy from this van der Waals gas equation, then you will get, and we have also proved this in our previous class, that you will get n square A by V square, and for 1 mole you will get A by V square. Okay, you will get A by V square. Okay, now for when B is equal to 0, that means you put B is equal to 0, so what you will get here? Minus 2A by RT. Fine. So this is the comparison between the first thermodynamic equation of state and second thermodynamic equation of state for 4 gas equation, for PV is equal to nRT for van der Waals, and for a gas where A is equal to 0, and for a gas equation where B is equal to 0. So this is the chart. Okay, this is the first thermodynamic equation of state, and this is second thermodynamic equation of state. Now if you closely look into the results of these 4 gas equation, and if you analyze, then suppose I am telling you that del U del V, then I am telling you that suppose you are getting a result that del U del V at constant T is equal to 0. So when I am saying that you are getting a result where del U del V at constant T is equal to 0, from here you can say yes, the gas can be ideal gas, but for this gas, when the gas equation is P into V minus Nb is equal to nRT, that means non-ideal gas. For non-ideal gas also, del U del V at constant T is equal to 0. That means del U del V at constant T is 0 for ideal gas as well as for non-ideal gas. But if I say del H del P at constant T is equal to 0, and you have to tell from these 4 equations that whether the gas is ideal or not, then from if you analyze these 4 results, then what you are observing that del H del P at constant T is 0 for ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT. Del H del P at constant T is 0, but for all other gases the del H del P at constant T is not equal to 0. That means when I am saying that del H del P at constant T is 0, that means from here we can say that, and by analyzing these 4 results, that this gas is an ideal gas. But when I am saying del U del V at constant T is equal to 0, and I am analyzing these 4 results, then I am observing that del U del V at constant T is equal to 0 for ideal as well as for non-ideal gas. That means del U del V at constant T is 0 for ideal as well as non-ideal. So for ideal plus non-ideal gas as well as non-ideal gas, del U del V is at constant is equal to 0. But if you analyze these 4 results, then when I am saying del H del P at constant T is equal to 0, then this is only true for ideal gas when we analyze these 4 results. That means by analyzing these 4 results, what we can conclude is that del H del P at constant T, this term del H del P at constant T, this term is a more reliable parameter, to determine, so it is a more reliable parameter to determine whether a gas is ideal or not, whether a gas is ideal or not. So if I tell you that whether del H del P at constant T or del U del V at constant T is a more reliable parameter to say whether a gas is ideal or not, then we have already analyzed from the previous chart that from this chart, by analyzing this chart, what we can conclude is that between del U del V at constant T and del H del P at constant T, this quantity del H del P at constant T is a more reliable parameter to determine whether a gas is ideal or not. So this is more reliable than this term del U del V at constant T. Okay, fine. Now we'll derive the value of del U del V at constant T when Z is equal to PV by RT, and also when Z is equal to 1 plus V by V. Now what is Z? Z is compressibility factor. Okay, Z is compressibility factor. So this you will read when we will read gaseous state. And what is B? B is the second virial coefficient. Second virial coefficient. Okay, so this we will read when we will read the gaseous state. Okay, and Z is you can say is a compressibility factor, it's a function of temperature, you can say here, and B is a second virial coefficient, is also a function of temperature here, you can say. So first let's do for this when Z is equal to PV by RT. we'll find the value of del U del V at constant T. Fine. Okay. So we'll find the value of del U del V at constant T. So for that you have to use the first thermodynamic equation of state. So del U del V at constant T is equal to, from first thermodynamic equation of state, T into del P del T at constant V minus P. Okay. So now you have to find this value del P del T at constant V. So you have Z is equal to PV by RT. That means you have to get del P del T at constant V. That means you have to get the expression for P in terms of Z. So P is equal to ZRT by V. Okay. So now if you want to get the value of del P del T at constant V, that means here V is constant. So what you have R as constant and V as constant. So R by V will be outside the derivative sign. So now you have del T of ZT at constant V. Okay. So how you can do? First you put Z as constant, then do the derivative of T, and then keep T constant and do the derivative of Z. Now here you can write that Z is a function of T. Okay. So R by V. So in first place you keep the Z as constant. Now then do the derivative of T with respect to T. That means it will be 1 plus this is R by V, and you keep the constant as T. Then you do the derivative of Z with respect to T. That means you have del Z del T at constant V. Okay. So you are getting Z R by V plus R by V RT by V into del Z del T at constant V. This you are getting. So del P del T at constant V is equal to this. So now you put this value del P del T at constant V in this equation. So if you put in this equation, then what you will get, that del U del V at constant T is equal to, so you will get ZRT by V plus RT square by V into del Z del T at constant V minus P. Now instead of P means ZRT by V. So you put ZRT by V. So minus ZRT by V. So ZRT by V minus ZRT by V plus ZRT by V will cancel out. So what you will get, del U del V at constant T is equal to RT square by V del Z del T at constant V when Z is equal to PV by RT. Z is a compressibility factor. Okay. Now we will use this and we will do the second one. So we'll do when we will get the value of del U del V at constant T when Z is equal to 1 by 1 plus B by V. Now you have just derived this thing, that del U del V at constant T is equal to RT square by V into del Z del T at constant V. Now instead of Z you put 1 plus B by V. So this is RT square by V and this is del T of 1 plus B by V at constant V. So derivative of 1, that means constant with respect to T, will be 0. So in this case what you will get, RT square by V del T of P by V at constant V. Okay, at constant V. So V is constant here, so 1 by V will be outside. So RT square by V square and del B del T at constant V. So when Z is equal to 1 plus B by V, del U del V at constant T value will be RT square by V square del B del T at constant V. Okay. Now I think there will be a correction. The correction is when for n mole of van der Waals gas you are doing for n mole, I think you do it in your own. I have told you how to do the derivation for van der Waals gas for this quantity del H del P at constant T. I think there will be an n term. So for 1 mole the del H del P at constant T value will be B minus 2A by RT, and for n mole I think it will be NB minus 2Na by RT. You can cross check once. I think there will be a n term here, and for as there will be n term, so when you will do for this gas equation, when you put A is equal to 0, that means when you will put A is equal to 0 for n mole, then you will get NB, otherwise you will get B. Okay, and here also when you are putting B is equal to 0, that means for 1 mole you are getting minus 2A by RT, or otherwise for n mole you will get minus 2Na by RT. You can cross check once, there will be an I think. Okay, in the previous class I have told you that for n mole there will be B minus 2Na by RT, but for n mole I think there will be a n. You can cross check once, I think there will be a n. Okay. 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 So for 1 mole, the answer will be this B minus 2A by RT, and for n mole, you can cross check once. There will be NB minus 2Na by RT. If you take the assumptions that I have told you in the previous class, that V minus B whole square is equal to V square, and if you take the binomial expansion up to one term, then up to once until 1 plus 2A by RTV, then you will reach to this result I have told you in the previous class. Okay. Okay, no problem. So now what we will do, we will check, we'll see the variation of CV with V and variation of CP with P. Now we can do this, we can check the variation of CV with V and CP with P by using the first and second thermodynamic equation of state. Now before that, I want to tell you that from Euler theorem, we have already discussed about Euler theorem in our previous class, that from Euler theorem, what you can write is that, from Euler theorem, what we can write is that if Z is a state function, suppose Z is a state function. Okay, suppose Z is a state function, then what you can write, del 2Z del x del y is equal to del 2Z del y del x. That means del x of del z del y at constant x whole constant y is equal to del y of del z del x at constant y whole constant x. That means what you are doing, if you interchange this x and y, and if you interchange this x and y also, and these two variable and these two variable, then the value does not change if z is a state function. That means when z is a state function, that means you are doing the differentiation of z at first with respect to y and then with respect to x, or if you do the differentiation of z at first with respect to x and then with respect to y, the value does not change, and this is only true if z is a state function. This we can say from Euler theorem. So from Euler theorem, what we can say is that if z is a state function, then del x of del z del y at constant x whole constant y is equal to del y of del z del x at constant y whole constant x. That means if you do the derivative of z at first with respect to y and then with respect to x, or you do the derivation of z at first with respect to x and then with respect to y, and you also interchange the constant, then the value does not change. So this is from Euler theorem we can say if z is a state function. Now we will use this property of state function, or this property and this Euler theorem, when we will see the variation of CV with V and CP with P. So let's start with the variation of CV with V. So let's check the variation of CV with V. Okay, variation of CV with V. So you know CV is equal to del U del T at constant V. Okay, so we want to measure the variation of Cv with respect to V. That means what do we want to measure? Del Cv, del V. Okay, at constant t. Okay, okay, fine. So Cv is equal to del U del T at constant V. So instead of Cv, you put this del U del T at constant V. So you have del V of del U del T at constant V. Then you have at constant T. Now you know U is a state function. Now as U is a state function, so from Euler theorem what you can write, del 2U del V del T is equal to del 2U del T del V. That means by using Euler theorem you can write del 2U del V del T is equal to del 2U del T del V, because U is a state function. That means if you interchange these V and T, and if you interchange these V and T, then the value will not change. That means you can write this is equal to del T of del U del V at constant T whole constant V. Okay. Now we will take 2 or 3 cases. First case is PV is equal to nRT. That means for ideal gas. Now for ideal gas, you know that del U del V at constant T is equal to 0. That means this term del U del V at constant T for ideal gas is equal to 0. So now if you do del T of 0, 0 means it is a constant. That means if you do the derivative of a constant with respect to temperature, then the value will be 0. That means this term goes to 0. Now if this term is 0, that means this term is equal to this term. That means del Cv del V at constant T is equal to 0. Okay, for ideal gas. Now you know for this gas, for P into V minus Nb is equal to nRT gas. For this gas also, del U del V at constant T is equal to 0. This you know. Yes. So if you put again here, so here also you will get del Cv del V at constant T is equal to 0. So for ideal gas and for this gas, del Cv del V at constant T is equal to 0. Okay, that means there will be no change of Cv with respect to V at constant temperature for these two gases. Okay. Now for Van der Waals gas, you know for Van der Waals gas, del U del V at constant T for n mole of Van der Waals gas, del U del V at constant T value is minus n square A by V square. Okay. Now this value is minus n square A by V square. So you put, so you have del T. So you have del T of n square A by V square at constant V. So n square and A is constant, and V square, this V is constant. That means the whole term, all the terms A and B all are constant, and you are doing the derivative with respect to T. That means the value will be equal to 0. That means del Cv del V at constant T is 0 for ideal gas, for this gas equation, for n mole of Van der Waals gas also. That means there will be no variation of Cv with respect to V at constant temperature. Okay. Now we will see the variation of Cp with respect to P. Now similarly you can do this. You know that Cp is equal to del H del T, del H del T at constant P. So what you can write, del, I want to measure del Cp del P at constant T. So what you will get, del P of, instead of Cp you put this, so del H del T at constant P whole constant T. Now H is also a state function, so what you can write, you can interchange these two. So in that case you have to interchange these two also. So what you will get, del T of del H del P at constant T whole constant P. So you can write this because H is also a state function. Now this value del H del P at constant T value from second thermodynamic equation of state you can get for ideal gas, for non-ideal gases also. That means for PV is equal to nRT for ideal gas, you know that del H del P at constant T Del H del P at constant T, this value is 0. That means del Cp del P at constant T will be equal to 0. Now for the gas P into V minus Nb is equal to nRT gas. For this gas, you know that the del H del P at constant T value is Nb. This value is Nb, but N is constant, B is also constant. You are doing the differentiation with respect to T. That means the value will be 0. That means this value del Cp del P at constant T for this gas will also be equal to 0. But for now for Van der Waals gas, this quantity del H del P at constant T for 1 mole of Van der Waals gas, what you will get? B minus 2A by RT. So if you do the differentiation with respect to T, so del T of this term, then what you will get? B, this B is a constant, so this will be 0. So you will get minus 2A by R, and 1 by T with respect to T will be minus 1 by T square. That means this will be 2A by RT square. That means del Cp del P at constant T for 1 mole of Van der Waals gas, you will get this value 2A by RT square. That means this value is not equal to 0. That means there will be variation of Cp with respect to P at constant temperature for Van der Waals gas. Okay, but for this gas, ideal gas, and for this gas, there will be no variation. So by using this, now what we will do? Now we will prove that heat is not a state function. So now we will prove that heat is not a state function, it is a path function. Okay, this we can prove by using this del Cv del V del V at constant T is equal to 0 by using this. This is 0 for ideal gas, for Van der Waals gas also. This we have just proved. Now we will prove heat is a path function, and we will use this del Cv del V at constant T is equal to 0. We will use this. Now how we can prove that heat is not a state function and is a path function is that you know this, that if dz equal to mdx plus ndy, then z is a state function, then this z will be a state function if this condition is satisfied. Del m, differentiation of m with respect to y, differentiation of m with respect to y, the constant will be x, is equal to differentiation of n del n with respect to x, that means del n del x at constant y. So if this is if del m del y at constant x is equal to del n del x at constant y, then z is a state function. If it is not equal, then z is not a state function, that is a path function. Okay. So what we will do to prove a heat is not a state function, that from first law of thermodynamics, you know that dq is equal to du minus w, the mathematical form. Okay. Now w from IUPAC you can write that w is equal to minus pdv. From IUPAC you can write. So from here you can write dq is equal to du plus pdv. This you can write. Okay. Now for ideal gas, okay, for ideal gas, what you can write that du is equal to cvdt. This you can write for only ideal gas. Okay. So for ideal gas, du is equal to cvdt. So now you put here dq is equal to cv into dt plus p into dv for ideal gas. Now you compare this equation with this same kind of equation, dz equal to mdx plus ndy. Here dq is equal to cvdt plus pdv. That means if you write del cv with respect to v, del cv del v, constant will be t, and if this del p with respect to del t and the constant will be v, if these two is equal, then heat is a state function. But for ideal gas I am taking, so for ideal gas we have just proved that del cv del v at constant t, this term is equal to 0 for the ideal gas, this is 0. But for ideal gas, if you see P for PV equal to RT, P is equal to RT by V. So if you take this term del P del T at constant V, so R and V is constant and differentiation of T with respect to T is 1. So R by V. So this term will be R by V and this term for ideal gas is 0. That means del CV del V at constant T is not equal to del P del T at constant V. And as I have said earlier that if this is not equal to this, that means if del M del Y at constant X is not equal to del N del X at constant Y, then Z is not a state function. So here in this case, you are getting that del Cv del V at constant T is not equal to del P del T at constant V. That means from here you can say that Q is not a state function. Heat is not a state function. That means this is a path function. So by using this, we can say that heat is a path function for ideal gas, and we have proved this. Okay. So in this lecture, what we have done, we have at the very beginning we have discussed a chart comparing the first thermodynamic equation of state and second thermodynamic equation of state for various gas equation, for ideal, non-ideal, Van der Waals gas equation. Then we have said that by analyzing those results, we have said that del H del P at constant T, that means the second thermodynamic equation of state, is a more reliable parameter to determine whether a gas is ideal or not than first thermodynamic equation of state. And then we have seen the variation of Cv with respect to V and the variation of Cp with respect to P. And then we have also proved that heat is a path function. Heat is not a state function for ideal gas. So that's it for this lecture. Thank you for watching.